in the treacherous waters of Georges Bank.
We are going down!
200 miles from land.
Fred Levitman steers a dangerous course through the night for giant bluefin. Will the high risk mean high reward?
Get that rope on him, Eric.
Next on Monster Fish.
Whatever it takes. Wherever it takes them. It's a hunt for monster fish. Trevor Γκάουντι.
There he goes.
And Fred Levitman.
Come on!
A breed of men dedicated to one thing. Catching the biggest fish on the planet. Tangle with the Titans. On Trevor Γκάουνdi's Monster Fish.
Understand you are going down. Requesting no persons on board, over.
We have 4 persons on board. We are getting in a life raft here. We're going down.
Check out the little going down. He is gone. Man gone.
4 centuries of ocean-going fishermen have challenged these dangerous waters. Lying between Cape Cod and Nova Scotia, the Georges Bank is as dreaded for its cruelty as it is renowned as a fishing ground. No wonder it's where the tragic tale of the perfect storm spun out. Green Harbor, Massachusetts, quiet and serene, but a town built from the harsh seas by generations of fishermen.
They're kind of like a monster fish.
The true monster fish of these waters have fins and the speed of a torpedo. This is the boat of Fred Seaworm Levitman, who's now making his mate anxious to weigh anchor.
Just sitting waiting for the captain. He keeps calling, saying 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. Stuck behind a school bus.
Meet the mate, Eric Kaiser.
Good to see you again, buddy.
And the captain's arrived, Fred Levitman, master stand-up bluefin angler.
Set that drag up to hate.
The sheer mass of this fish. It's gonna be a long ride.
Now Fred and Eric lay stores aboard for a voyage to some of the world's most deadliest fishing grounds.
So we're just bringing some extra oil, some flashlights, batteries, extra pumps, just in case something happens. You never know. You can't go to the store 150 miles offshore.
Most importantly, barrels for extra fuel. That's one of the big concerns, having enough fuel to get there and back, and a little for reserve. We good to go back there?
Ready. We're just here grabbing some bait and ice. We just have to fuel up and we're ready to go.
Nice if Eric could get some of this ice in the box.
The Iceman misseth.
In the box, Eric.
I got a faulty show.
Are you just aiming for the boat in general, huh?
My first time throwing the ice. I guess I'm not a very good shot.
Are you cleaning up the skating rink you made down there?
Yeah.
It's the start of one of the most dangerous runs in all of angling. 150 miles to Georges Bank, most of it in darkness.
So before we get too far away from the harbor, just ran through all my safety gear one more time to make sure I had what I needed. I've got 6 extra gallons of oil, spare emergency bilge pump, offshore flare kit, survival suits, enough for everyone on board and then some. And one of the reasons why we go through all these precautions and take really 3 times more than we need is because we are so far away from help. You don't take big risks. It's no big reward. That right there, monster fish. So where we're at is right here, just south of Boston. Where we're going is way over here, 146 miles east. About 11, 12 hours away. Get comfortable.
Shipwrecks have shadowed fishermen here for centuries, ever since they first ventured out onto Georges Bank. U-boats hunted here during the Second World War and were sunk themselves in the process. Today, the bank is no less risky.
Running out to Georges Bank, depending on where you leave from, is anywhere from 100 to 150 miles out. It's a long haul. And it's even more dangerous when you're doing it at night. You got guys going out there in 20-foot to 80-foot commercial and recreational boats. And the dangers are compounded when you're running at night. You got commercial fishing line, you got commercial buoys, you got commercial gear, container ships. You got stuff that falls off container ships. You can't see those at night. When you're running 15 to 20 hours at night, these guys get tired. It's just like running down the highway with your lights off. It's just not safe.
Even in the darkness, there's work to do, as the frozen blocks of bait must be cut up to make chum. And there's cooking to be done in the galley.
Little rotisserie chicken, some rice, energy drink or two.
And the fuel tanks must be fed too. As the Akula voyages through the night, captain and mate know disaster is a sleeping dog that can awake at any minute.
Hopefully the tuna's last supper.
The long ocean miles between Green Harbor, Massachusetts and Georges Bank are amongst the most treacherous on Earth, especially at night. Yet the risk is worth it for the chance for monster bluefin tuna.
The cord here got a contact through the moving parts of the drill and ate away a little bit of the plastic here.
Despite state-of-the-art electronics and modern tackle, landing a bluefin can ultimately come down to the most ancient of fishing gear. Sleeping like one of Captain Ahab's harpooners, the seaworm dreams of bluefin to come. With the captain and mate taking turns at the wheel, the Akula sails on through the darkness, following a course towards dawn.
After steaming 12 hours in the dark, yeah, that sight over there is worth $1 million. Really happy to see that. I know there's fish swimming under it. Go as far as color and the crimson. They're aluminum, bright silver. They're reflective. We color them in black so there's nothing that can reflect the sunlight and potentially let the tuna fish know that something just ain't right.
Before the tuna can bite the hook, the Akula needs to make bait.
There you go. I was hearing some radio chatter about a couple of bites at the boats up here. Yeah, they're 1.7 miles ahead of us, so I just hauled in her rigs and we're gonna steam over and see if we can't get in on that bite, because that's what it was this morning, just a really small localized bite.
For hundreds of years, the waters of the Georges Bank were a treasure trove for fishermen who came here for halibut, cod, and whales. Now they come for the bluefin.
Easy, buddy. Hopefully a tuna's last supper.
With live herring swimming below the floats, it's time to call in the tuna.
Back to chumming. What a glorious job I have.
That means you get to reel in the fish, too.
It's worth it. It's always worth it.
Reel in. Reel. He's coming towards us, Eric.